Hey guys, in this section we're going to create an HTML form for our contact page, and I'm also going to show you how to add an image to, we'll add it to our home page. Alright, so what we want to do is open up contact.html, which I have right here, and we have to figure out where we want the form. We want it right under the H1 tag here, this contact heading. Alright, and what we need to do first is open a pair of form tags. Now, if you were using this on a real site, you would have to have an attribute here called action, and that would have to go to a server-side scripting page. So it could go to like something called form.php, and then we need a method, which is basically just we're going to have post, which means that it's posting information to the server. Alright, so you would need this if you were actually creating a real contact form. Alright, so we just want to display it. So the first thing we need in our form is going to be, we'll say a name field, a field where a user can add their name. Alright, so we're going to have a label for that. So basically just a label tag. Okay, and then inside the label we'll say first name. Okay, so then we want an input. Okay, we need an input box. So we'll say input type. Okay, a type attribute is going to be text. And you would need also a name attribute. And the name is just so you can access this information from form.php. Obviously we don't need this, so I'm not even going to add it. So input type text, and input tags, again, just like the image tags, don't need an ending tag. You can just use this / and then the greater than. Okay, so that's one. Let's take a look at that. Let's just upload it as is. Alright, so you can see we have a label, first name, and then we have an input field. Alright, so these are our inline level elements. So if we add another another label and field, it's going to go next to it. I want it on a new line. So what we need to do is use a line break. A line break is just BR. Okay, actually you can add that /. If you're using XHTML, this is the slash is needed. With HTML5, I believe we could also just do this, but I'm just used to adding that, so I'm going to add it. So I'm just going to copy this here. We'll paste that in, and we'll call this last name. Okay. Actually, we also want the BR tag. Next will be an email, and with HTML5 you can actually have an email type. So instead of text you can say email, and what that'll do is when the user submits the form, if it's not an email address, it'll show an error. Okay, and then we want a text area. Okay, text area has its own tag, and it has a closing tag. Alright, so that'll just give us a big input box. And then finally we want a submit button. So we can say input, and instead of the type text, it's going to have the type of submit. And then the value is going to be the text in the button. So we'll just say send. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at that. We'll save it and upload it. Alright, so this doesn't look too pretty. Alright, so we're gonna, in the next section, we're gonna add some CSS to make this look a little better. But we did forget to have the text area. I want the heading or the label to say message. Okay, so let's actually, you know what? Let's make our labels on their own line as well. Okay, so we don't have this issue. So what we need to do, first we'll add that label message. So label message, and then I'm going to copy the line break and I'm going to put one after every label. Alright, and we need one right before the button as well. Alright, let's try that. Alright, so that looks a lot better. Alright, so we have our form. If we fill stuff out, it's not going to go anywhere. Well, it's trying to go to form.php, which isn't there. Alright, now about the email field, I'll show you. If we put something that's not an email address and we click send, it has this little pop-up saying that it needs to be an email address. So it's a really nice feature of HTML5. Alright, so let me show you how we can add an image. I'll go to the home page. Alright, let's just grab some kind of image here. Say sample image. We'll use these hot air balloons. Okay, so view image. Let's grab this. Save image as. We want to save it in our website file, my website. Now we want to create a new folder, and we're going to call that images. Go in there, save this. I'll save it as sample.jpg. Alright, now what we want to do is go to our index page in the text editor, and let's see, where do I want to put this? Well, I want it aligned to the left. I want it on the side of the text, but we can't align it until we get to the CSS section. So I'm just going to add it in between the two paragraphs for now. Okay, so right in between the two paragraphs, we're going to have an image tag, and that's going to take a source attribute. And remember, this is in the images folder, so images slash, and then the name of the image is sample.jpg. And let's put in an alt tag, an alt attribute as well. And we'll just say sample image. Okay, and then we'll close that out. We'll save. Oh, keep forgetting we need to upload it. So that was the index page. Okay, so we need to upload the images folder. Alright. There we go. So there's our image. Alright, so in the next section we will make this look a little better, and we should be all set with our first website.